everybody, welcome to today's live mind body session. So today we're going to focus on foam rolling. So I hope that you have a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can always order one online and try this later. If you have tennis balls at home, that's an option. That's going to be a much deeper self-myofascial release than foam rolling will present, so please just keep that in mind. Just wanted to go over a couple contraindications or precautions to foam rolling. So red flag, if the following is you, foam rolling might not be right for you right now. If you have a fresh injury and inflammation is already present or at its peak, this is not the time for you to foam roll. Certain stages of neuropathy can be an issue. If you're pregnant, please be careful. Diabetes, hypertension, osteoporosis, and inflammation from arthritis can also really challenge your foam rolling. So I just encourage you to be smart and safe for your body today. If you've already been foam rolling, if you know that it's something that you love, great, thanks for coming. And if it's something that's super brand new to you, or you're really unsure, feel free to follow up with me afterwards or reach out to any of the health fitness specialists and we'll tell you more about self-myofascial release. I'll say it is my favorite way to get pretty much any workout started. If you've come to me for a fitness program, you know that after I have you warm up, I'm gonna have you do some self-myofascial release. I am a NASM, Certified Personal Trainer and Corrective Exercise Specialist, and for NASM, foam rolling is highly suggested at the beginning of your workout. It's a great way to just sort of roll out some of the lactic acid and just bring some relaxation and relief. So we're gonna get started in 4 minutes. Make sure that your foam roller is nearby. Feel free to take your shoes off, be as comfy, cozy as you want to be. The thicker clothes that you're wearing, the less you might really feel that foam roller. So that's something to think about if you're like really sore, dressing a little padded. I do encourage you to make sure that you have water nearby because sometimes as you're rolling it out, you can start to feel a little nauseous. It's happened to me before. Okay, see you guys in a couple of minutes. Ugh. Oh, let me get this table out of the view. Ah, so much better. Dude, where are you gonna sit? Oh yeah, let's get Fred some nuts. Let's get Fred some nuts. Here you go. Oh, happy feathers. Thank you. I don't have any special treats for you, just my love. No, you don't like that? That's fine. Okay, forget about you then. Work here. Okay. More water. Super set. Super we're ready to hydrate. Great, 1 more minute till we get started. We're just gonna start on the floor in a seated position. So I'm just gonna come into the seated position right now. Don't feel like you need to be as in almost lotus as I am. Just, finding the seated, comfortable position that works for you. If you want to sit on a block, if you want to sit on a towel or a pillow, if you prefer to have your legs stretched out wide, go for it. We're just going to take some time as we come down here to come into our breath. Don't even get started with me. You want this gold blanket? Don't even. Okay, life is good. You're wrapped up. Happiness. Okay. Buck is not the biggest fan of me foam rolling. All right. Thanks for coming today, you guys. I'm Jessica Walters, the Health Fitness Program Manager at MITRE and McLean, and I'm going to lead you through today's foam rolling session. And we're just starting here on the floor, starting to ground those sit bones, taking a moment to come into your breath right here. Feel free to close your eyes right now. Start to slow your breath down. Long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose. And equally full exhales out through your nose or mouth. Try to bring the focus as you inhale to expanding your belly, your rib cage, as opposed to your shoulders coming up towards your ears. Shoulders coming up towards our ears as we breathe is a big sign of stress, and we're working to eliminate as much stress as possible. So we're really using your exhale to relax those shoulders down, elbows hanging heavy towards the floor. Even a gentle squeeze of your shoulder blades together, drawing your elbows back. Back to your slow breaths. Keep finding that relaxation of shoulders away from your ears the best that you can today with the body that you have today. And hopefully when you finish with today's class, today's body feels the best it has in a while. We're going to give ourselves some personal massages and mix it in with some stretching. I found a mouse in my apartment today in this awesome plant behind me, and I unfortunately killed it. But I was so scared that I kind of did something weird to my shoulder. So forgive me if I make some real ugly faces during class today. You're welcome that I don't have to look at any of your ugly stretching faces. Let me talk to you a little bit about foam rolling. All right, so in the beginning I talked about some of the contraindications of foam rolling, particularly if you have any sort of fresh acute injury, really breaks and whatnot, or strains and sprains. You don't want to be foam rolling that part because it already has a lot of inflammation, and you don't want to make it flare up anymore. But we're going to be scanning our bodies on the foam roller and looking for points of tension, and we're going to hold those points of tension for 30 seconds. So it's recommended that you hold in the stress spots for at least 30 seconds, and unfortunately the older you get, the longer that you're supposed to really hang out in the stretch. So if you're above the age of 60, it's recommended that you try to hang out in your stretches for about 60 seconds. But just because of time today, we're going to go with 30 seconds for about each stretch. Okay, awesome. So just make sure you have some space for yourself. Take a moment, walk your hands in front of you. Keep those sit bones ground on the floor. Just start to create a little bit of a stretch in your back. You can press through one hand palm and then the other, grounding one sit bone a little bit more than the other. If you've been sitting in a chair all day like I've been, just starting to wake your body up, maybe a gentle twisting of your chin from one shoulder towards the other, but really just make sure you're still focusing on your breath, long, slow, deep inhales and exhales, and those are really going to help as we're foam rolling as well. Make sure you don't come into such an uncomfortable and tense spot that you find yourself holding your breath. And I hope as you walk your hands over to the right, I hope you have some water nearby. If you start to feel nauseous at all, just come on out of the stretch, drink some water. Come back in where you're ready. Go ahead, walk your hands all the way over to the left side. Take your time making your way over there as far as you can while keeping that right sit bone grounded. Just breathing into that big stretch happening. Nice. All right, walk your hands back to center and lift yourself up. Cool, so we're gonna start off on the thoracic spine. I happen to have a really big foam roller. If you don't have as large of a foam roller, that's okay. We'll come up with some modifications for you guys too. All right, so I want you to make sure as you're foam rolling, we're working to foam roll between our mid backs and our shoulders. Make sure that you don't get all the way down towards those floating ribs that you have down there. So starting out, tight space over here. Just pressing your shoulders into your foam roller. You can press into your feet and lift yourself up. Oh my gosh, let me see what I said for your arms. All right, 2 different options for your arms. Oh my gosh, crossing your arms over your chest. Feel free to open those feet nice and wide. The wider than hips distance that you open your feet, the more comfortable it might be. If this is uncomfortable, having your hands crossed over your shoulders, you can bring your hands behind your head, but then stretch those elbows up towards the ceiling. And just roll back and forth, taking your time, going nice and slow, pulling those shoulders away from your ears. Normal to hear some like crunching or cracking. Nice work, you guys. We're going to keep moving on this thoracic spine. Just starting to warm up the back. We got some holds coming up in a little bit. Just roll back and forth a couple more times. Just far up towards the shoulders. This feels good for you. Make sure you're still breathing long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose, exhaling out through your nose or mouth, whichever is most comfortable. Last time, up and down. Great, release your glutes back down towards the floor. Gently lift yourself up. All right, if you don't have a full-size foam roller, you just get to lay down on the floor for this next one. And if you do have a full-size foam roller, you're gonna sit yourself down at the end of your foam roller. Bump, ba bump, bump, bump. And you're gonna lower yourself back. Make sure that there's some room overhead because we're gonna make some snow angels with your arms. All right, so just take a moment here, relaxing. You can even rock for a moment side to side if you're on your foam roller. If you're not on your foam roller, bend your knees up towards the ceiling still. We're being kind to our lower backs right here. And feel free to open your feet as wide as you want to. I do have my head relaxed on my foam roller. All right, with your hands, palms facing up towards the ceiling and the backs of your fingers down on the mat, come into some stability here. So gently pulling that belly button back towards your spine, feet grounded down on the floor, eyes staring up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale and bring your arms up overhead as high as feels comfortable for you today. And then exhale as you bring your hands back down towards your heels, towards your foam roller. Take your time, we're going to go for 10. Just make sure you're still breathing. If it takes more than an inhale to get your arms all the way up, that's okay. If you're working to really get a little bit more in that range of motion, starting to work between those shoulder blades big time. Focusing on that breath. Eyes relaxed on the ceiling above you, or you can close them. Make sure you're not overstretching your chin up towards the ceiling. Nice neutral chin towards chest, like you're holding onto a grapefruit. Good work. Keep the backs of those fingertips on the floor for now. See if you can start to reach up a little bit higher. Maybe it's only a centimeter. Maybe you can reach all the way up overhead, or maybe your goal is just to reach closer towards your heels. Just finding the range of motion as we give ourselves a delightful personal massage between those shoulder blades. Starting to warm up those lats as well. We're gonna get into those next. I kind of lost count. I think I got about 2 more. Last one. Don't worry, we're gonna get to do a couple more of these in a minute. So if you didn't make it all the way to 10 or if you made it to 11, good for you. All right, stretch your arms out in a T. Turn your hands palms down towards the floor this time. And you'll notice as you turn your hands palms down towards the floor, there's an even bigger squeeze happening between those shoulder blades. If it's too intense for you, come back onto the pinky knife edge of your finger. Work to use your exhales, you relax to just release those other fingers, your thumb back down towards the floor. Keep hanging out right here. Just gonna look at my notes. Oh my gosh. Feels good. Feels good, you guys. Take 3 more breaths right here. Slow down your exhale. Really breathe into that tension if you're feeling it. Try to sink a little deeper onto your foam roller with each exhale. Hopefully as time goes by and you breathe in these stretches, you notice the tension starts to fade away. It should start to fade away. It shouldn't really be getting more intense. Awesome. Go ahead, turn your hands, palms back up towards the ceiling. Inhale and lift your hands just to hover off of the floor. So now we're going to make some snow angels working right here with this hover of your fingertips above the floor. Go for 10 once again. Doing your best to keep things close towards the floor. If they lift up a little bit higher, that's totally okay. You're honoring what feels good for your body today. And you might find with your fingers hovering off of the floor that maybe you can't get them as close down towards your heels or as close up to overhead as you were able to last time. Make sure you're not really overarching your back here, that you're not lifting your arms up so much that you're lifting your back up off of the foam roller or off of the floor. Keeping that gentle pressure of that lower back, that belly pulled in tight. So there's a little tucking of your pelvis if you need to make that happen. You know it's real hard? Talking and counting, you guys. Let's go for 4 more. Nice and slow. See if you can slow these last couple down even more. Really slowing down that breath too. Final snow angel. Awesome. Take a bend in your elbow. Feel free to shimmy right and left one more time and then roll yourself off of that foam roller. Oh my God. So graceful, right? Okay. Sit yourself up. Next up, we're going to get into the lats. All right. Yay. So the lats actually come all the way from like pretty much under your armpit down into your hips. We're going to start foam rolling and you're going to find 2 different spots and we're going to hang out in each of those spots for 30 seconds. So let's start on our left side. I mean, you can start on your right side if you want to. I'm just going to say left and right in case that's confusing to you. All right, so you're going to bring your side onto the foam roller and you can apply as much pressure into your hand as you want to. I'm taking a bend of my knees so that I'll be able to roll myself back and forth. Oh, I forgot. It totally helps if you take your top leg, bend your top leg, bring the sole of that foot flat towards the mat, and that'll help you to kind of roll back and forth a little bit more stable. Okay, so take a couple seconds, just like I'm doing. Roll all the way up and all the way down. I need to move myself down. Don't have a lot of space. Oh my gosh. And just start to notice if there's any points that feel like real sticky or uncomfortable that you might want to come back to. Remember, we're going to go for 2 different spots, so maybe you're focusing a little bit more on the lower part right now, and next time you're going to focus on the upper part. Awesome. Find that one spot that feels a little sticky or uncomfortable and just roll right onto there. The more that you really just allow your body weight to come in and apply some pressure, oh my gosh, the more you're going to feel it. So feel free to apply some pressure into your hand and hold here for the next 30 seconds-ish. Slow down your breath. Sometimes I find that I've come into a spot that's so tense that I need to like wiggle my fingers or wiggle my toes. You know, just to distract myself a little. So that's a deep thought if you're feeling that right now. Good. Relax, release as much as you can. Just a couple more breaths right here. Good work. Slowly start to come back into your roll, maybe even adjusting your foam roller. Oh my gosh. Start scanning your body and find that other sticky spot. Just kind of rolling it out for a second, taking a moment in the movement. All right. Find your second spot. Wow. And I'll hold it there. Normal to feel a little trembling, shaking. Getting a big stretch into the fascia right here. Just like in yin, stretching those fascia, the ligaments, how I tell you that it's normal to notice a slight little tremble. Just try to stay right here. Close your eyes or find that spot to focus your eyes. Nice big breaths. Last 3. Nice work. Feel free to roll for just a second. Lift yourself up, and we're going to get the opposite side. So if you need to even stretch that arm up, really notice where those lats are all the way down. Let's come over onto the other side. Oh my gosh, just start rolling it back and forth. Wow, this is the side that I know that I hurt myself, so I'm actually just going to be a little smart and stay away from that upper area because I'm feeling it real deep. So I hope that you're being smart for your body today too. Because remember, every day is different. Maybe you can't do it today, you can do it tomorrow. Maybe you can do it today, you can't do it tomorrow. Okay, find that uncomfortable, sticky spot, hang out right there. Really breathe into that tension.
just want to tell you guys how challenging it is to smile at you right now. So if you're like, oh my gosh, how is she smiling? This is not comfortable. The answer is I agree. All right, last 2 breaths right here. Start to come back into that movement. Can I bring that top leg forward? Oh my gosh. Just rolling it out. Oh my gosh, just noticing where your tension might be. Start to evaluate where your sticky spot is. And maybe it's really low. Maybe it's really high. Everyone's body is different, so please don't feel like you have to do exactly what I'm doing. All right, come on into that sticky spot number 2. And work to relax right here. Like we're just hanging out, you guys. Hey. Anyone watched any good movies lately? I watched Step Brothers last night, and I laughed till I cried. I haven't watched that movie in a while. If you found anything that's brought a big smile to your face, let us know after class. Last 2 big breaths right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hopefully you're already feeling a little bit better. We're going to add a little stretch in now. So go ahead, come onto your knees. We're going to do this stretch individually, 1 arm at a time. So we're going to start with our right hand. This is like a child's pose lat stretch. So you're going to take the knife edge of your pinky finger of your right hand, and you're going to place it on your foam roller. You're just going to gently start to roll this foam roller away. Work to pull your right hip back towards your right heel. Feel free to even make a little pillow for your head if you need to, and just find a deep stretch. We're going to hang out in this deep stretch for 30 seconds as well. All over the right side of your body, from that armpit to your hip, maybe even feeling it in your arm a little too. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. One more nice big inhale. And on your exhale, roll yourself back in. Lift yourself up, even give yourself a couple shoulder rolls right here. Wow. All right, pull your belly in. We're hinging forward. We're coming into the opposite side. So rolling it out, thumb facing up towards the ceiling. I have my wrist palm, or the edge of my wrist, wow, on the foam roller. And I'm really actively stretching through my fingertip while working to pull this left hip closer towards my heel. Enjoying the stretch. Pull your shoulders, oh my gosh, away from your ears. Keep stretching through those fingertips. last big breath. Awesome. Exhale, roll yourself back in and up. Give yourself a couple shoulder rolls right here. Next, we're going to get the pecs. Okay, so for this one, go ahead, bring your foam roller to the side, and you're going to try and get your foam roller right here into this like fleshy little bit that's happening above your chest into your shoulder. Find that you can either keep your legs kind of straight behind you. It helps a little bit if you come into a little froggy position. So right now I have my left leg up, my left arm in front of me, and I'm going to bring my right, opposite, right? Oh yeah, right hand in front of me, left leg behind me. Go ahead, bring your right hand behind you, either towards your knee. If you can bring it to your back, the more that you bring this hand back, the more you're really going to feel your chest on the foam roller. And take a couple seconds, just, oh my gosh, rolling it out. Oh, find that tense spot for you. Maybe you've already found it, maybe a couple more times. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so find your spot. Come into your breath and hang out right here. Last two big breaths. Great. Take a moment, roll it out one more time. Back and forth. Oh my God. And let's switch over to the other side. Gently release your hand from behind you. Move your foam roller to the opposite side. Whichever side the foam roller is not under, that hand is out in front of you. You might find you need to take a bend of the knee of the chest side that the foam roller is under. You're going to bring that hand either on top of or behind the foam roller. Start rolling it out. Just finding that spot in your pecs. Oh my gosh, that feels a little tense. And the more you bring your hand up and back towards the small of your back with the palm facing up, the more you're really going to find that intense stretch in your pecs and in your shoulder too. Okay, find a spot that feels sticky for you today and just hang out right there. Relax. Relax the best that you can into this stretch. Focusing 100% on your breath, on just staying right here as still as you can be. Just keep breathing, it'll feel better. Awesome. Find a little movement again. Roll it out. And work your way off that foam roller. Oh my. Press yourself up. We've only got so much time, you guys, so we're going to move on to the lower half of our body. Let me know if you like this class and if you want to do more. I got so much more we can do next week. Okay, so next up we're going to get into the tensor fascial latte on the sides for legs. So go ahead, sit on your foam roller. Sit on your foam roller. And I'm gonna find it easier if you kind of fold one leg under. Let me move back. We're gonna find 2 stretches on the glutes. So you can bring your hand behind you and just lean over to the left side a little bit. And just start rolling out your butt. From the top to the bottom, we're gonna find 2 spots to hang out right here. In the glutes. Look at the quads. Look at the outer and inner thighs. All right, so find your first sticky spot. Hang out right here. Feel free to apply as much pressure into your hands, into your feet as you need to. If you need to apply even more pressure onto that left side of the glute, you can even cross one leg over the other. I tell you what, I do not. Just keep breathing right here. Two more breaths, so we come back into our movement. All right, start to roll it around. Roll it around. Wow. Identify where that next spot might be. Keep some movement right now. You can come back to it. All right, come on into spot number 2. Just hang out right here. 30 seconds. In your breath. Relax and release as much as you can. Oh yeah, we're hanging out, sorry. Last 2 breaths right here. Okay. Go ahead and bring both of your hands behind you. Lift up your left leg and cross it over your right. This is gonna get intense pretty fast. So now you're once again gonna lean over into the left. Roll back and forth just a little bit. Or as much as feels good for you. We're gonna find one more sticky spot right here. Feel free to put as much pressure into your hands as you need to. Come into that spot. Wow. Hang out in your breath. Last 2 breaths right here. Awesome. Roll back towards the center. Uncross your legs. Sit yourself up. Feel free to take some back and forth right here. Give yourself whatever you need, especially if you put a lot of weight pressure into those hands' palms. Bring some relaxation into your shoulders because we're about to get the other side. All right, so if you need to, bending that right knee down as, oh my gosh, you come over towards the right side of your glute and just start rolling it back and forth, the whole bum. We're gonna find 2 spots on it to hang out. Oh my gosh. Feel free to use your hands as much as you need to. Find that first sticky spot. And hang out right here. Last 2 breaths. Awesome. Come back into your movement. Rolling back and forth. Oh my gosh. One more time. Scan that butt, you guys. Start to identify your second sticky spot. Take a couple more passes up and down. Hey, buddy. All right, come into spot number 2. Just hang out right here. If you have never done this before, or if it's been a while, or if you've been working out differently, reminder, it's okay for this to feel challenging. It is uncomfortable. Sometimes you're foam rolling and you feel a little nauseous. It's normal. That's why we've got our water nearby. Feel free to grab some water. Just come into your breath. Get off the foam roller for a second. Last 3 breaths right here. All right. Bring both of those hands behind you. Cross your right leg over your left. Get ready to roll more onto that right side. Feel free to put as much weight pressure into your hands palms as you need to. Roll it back and forth. All right, find that tense spot, hang out right there. Keep breathing, stay focused, stick with it. Last 3 breaths. Awesome work. Uncross your legs as you lift yourself up. We're going to come off of our foam rollers. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have on the actual foam roller today. But we do have so many more fun leg things we can do on the foam roller. So I hope that we can do this again. All right, for now, I'm going to stretch those same things just a stretch. So go ahead, lay down on your back. Knees bent, heels ground down towards the floor. Go ahead, stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. And let's take a moment, just make some circles with your ankle, with your toes. In one direction, in the opposite direction. And then go ahead, cross your right leg over your left. Draw your right knee away from you. Suck your stomach in and lift your left leg up off of the floor. Option to thread the needle if you want to get a little bit deeper, or just simply allow gravity to bring that left knee a little closer towards your chest as your right leg stretches away. If you want, you can even bring your hands on top of your knee for a little bit more of a gentle pull and easier reach, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. 30 seconds right here in this stretch. Last 2 breaths. Release the hold with your hands if you took one. Relax your left leg back down towards the floor. Uncross your right leg from your left. Ground your right foot down. Inhale your left leg up towards the ceiling. Make some circles with your ankle, with your toes in one direction. In the other direction. Then go ahead, cross that left leg over your right. Stretch that left knee down towards the mat or the end of whatever you're sitting on. When you're ready, use your breath. Take a deep inhale and lift your right leg up. Exhale as that knee comes closer towards your chest, and you can just allow gravity to do the work right here. Or maybe you want to reach through and thread the needle, or just rest your hands on your right kneecap. Still focusing on stretching that left knee away from you. Relax your shoulder blades back down towards the mat. Notice if lifting up made you have to really arch your back, and if so, go back to just letting gravity do the work. So we took a big focus on the upper body, back, chest today, because I know that that's what a lot of people have been writing in and telling me have been feeling super sore. I do have some really great foam rolling options that we can do for the lower body. So please let me know after class if that's something that you would like to explore later. Take one more nice deep inhale in here. And on your exhale, release that right leg down towards the floor. Uncross your legs. Take a moment, windshield wipe them. Your knees right and left, right and left. We'll take a couple little twists and stretches right here before we finish up to make sure we do focus somewhat on the lower body. All right, so go ahead, stretch your arms out into a T. Get ready for a spine twist as we drop our knees over towards the right side of the body. Rolling onto that right hip gently. Turning your chin towards the left shoulder. As deep of a twist as feels good for you today. Doing your best to relax both shoulders down towards the mat, if that's possible. If you want even more of a stretch of your back, stretch that upper knee down and away to create more of a twist in the spine. Still keeping shoulders as grounded onto the mat or floor as possible, and keeping that right sit bone since your knees are to the right. One more big inhale here. And on your exhale, gently roll yourself back to center. Enjoy your inhale at the top. And on your exhale, allow your knees to fall heavy over to the left side of your mat, relaxing that right shoulder back down as much as possible. As you're ready, turning your chin towards the right shoulder. As deep as feels good for you today, if you want more of a stretch of that back, separating your knees slightly such that your right knee, your upper knee, stretches towards the bottom of the mat, increasing the pushing of your left hip into the mat and the twist in your spine. Just a couple more breaths right here. Enjoy a long, slow, deep inhale. And on your exhale, send those knees up towards the ceiling. Go ahead, open those knees out nice and wide. A moment here in reclined bound angle. You can keep your arms out wide to the side or bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel free to keep your heels as close or as far away from the center line of your body as feels good for you. We'll hang out here for just a minute before we come into a final Savasana. final Savasana. Go ahead, straighten your legs out. Open your legs as wide as you want. Open your arms as wide as you want. And just come into stillness one more time. Completely relaxing, releasing, and melting into the floor below you. Another opportunity to focus on your breath. To think about all the awesome movement that you took today, which hopefully already has you feeling a little bit more relaxed. Taking the time to appreciate yourself and your movement, whatever intention you might have set for yourself today, whatever intention you might continue to set for yourself for your afternoon. I just want to thank you guys so much for coming. We're trying something a little bit different with me today. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we moved or did, please feel free to reach out for me. Once again, I'm Jessica, the Health Fitness Program Manager at Miter McLean. Can't wait to see you guys all again soon. Namaste. Yay!